you've been gone, I can do whatever I want. I can see whomever I choose. I can eat my dinner in a fancy restaurant, but nothing, I said nothing can take away these blues, 'cause nothing compares to you.
I'm kidding. Did I get your attention? This is not one of my lip sync videos. This is a wig application instruction video. Girls, I'm going to show you today how to wear your hair and lay it like it's slayed. Stay tuned. Okay, so I hope you liked that intro. They say that you get everybody's attention within the first 10 seconds of a video, so I thought that would get it right there. So I hope it worked. So let's get on with this. Hi friends. I want to start by saying thank you to all of the nice comments you guys have put on my most recent post and welcoming me to your group so nicely. So a formal introduction. Hi, my name is Amber Lynn. And I would love for all of you to send me invites to my Facebook, or requests on my Facebook page to be friends. I would love to be friends with all of you. And today I'm here to share one of my beauty secrets with my T-girl friends and any other follically challenged people in the world. If lack of hair has ever stopped you from becoming the person that you think that you should be, then I hope today I can help answer some questions. I'm going to start by introducing the hair. I call her Simone because that's what I always call my new blonde, long blonde hair. But her formal name is XR Naked, and she is by R&B Hair, and she's in color 613. She's XR Naked. She's a 13x4 human hair blend, heat resistant wig. She's tremendous. Those of you who need to wear hair on a regular basis, and like me, I sleep in my hair and do everything in my hair, it's very important that you wear hair that is comfortable. So one of the first things that I want to say is when choosing hair for long-term wear, make sure that you choose the right kind of lace. You want what's called a Swiss lace, which means that it's softer and more comfortable on your scalp. You don't want a French lace, which is what's a harder, stiffer lace. They're used often for costume purposes because the lace allows the hair to retain a lot of volume at the root. But the downfall of those is that the lace is stiff and it can be uncomfortable on your skin. So if you're going to do long-term wear, you want to use a Swiss lace like this one. Now, I'm going to bring the hair down so you can see a little bit closer. And I'm going to start by showing you what it looks like on the cap. Now, I have not yet cut the lace on this, and you can notice that the wig head I have this on is a black. I have a black sock on top of the styrofoam wig head, and the reason that I've done that is because I'm dealing with light colored hair. So this way, when I go to cut the lace, I'll be able to see every hair, that light hair, and I will not cut where the hair is. Do you see how it's very much easier for me to see that here? And as opposed to here. Okay, so that's why we're putting it on dark. If we were doing, for those of you who use dark hair, I'm going to show you this very quickly. Make sure you use a light colored wig head when you're doing dark, because this way you can again see the color contrast, and it makes it easier for you to cut that lace. Okay? Now, when I cut the lace on my wigs, I cut the lace very, very, very close to the hair. Some people don't do this because they feel like the hair loses life this way and it won't last as long. And then other people have watched tutorials that have said to leave 1/4 of an inch of lace on your unit, you know, etc., etc. Well, as I start making more tutorials for you guys, you're going to learn that I break the rules a lot. I've learned what to do for myself. You know, it's been 3 years and I've been wearing wigs regularly, so I've learned a lot. And one thing that I've learned is that if you choose the wigs that come from these companies that are made for black women, a lot of times you'll find that they're better. And that's because black women have been wearing wigs for a long time, and they've kind of learned the ins and outs with these companies to making it comfortable and good for long-term wear. So we're going to get into that deeper on the second half of the video. But for right now, we're going to try and just focus on how do we cut the lace and how close do we go. Now, I want you to watch me here. What I'm going to do is, you notice that I don't really have it tacked down that much, so I can still kind of get under it. I can still move it around. I am going to put just 1 or 2 pins in the unit, but I'm not going to put them here because I'm going to need to get under there. So I'm going to come back here where the wefting begins, and I'm just going to put 1 right here. Honestly, I'm just going to put 1, just because I don't want this to fall off, okay? Now, I'm going to put on my glasses because I need to make sure I can see. I got these glasses pre-transition. That's why they look kind of manly. And I hate wearing glasses, so I haven't gotten new ones. Okay, if you want to get up close here, you'll see that I'm going to just get up underneath of that. And I'm going to start cutting into it. And I'm going to cut right to wherever is the closest I can get without... See, there's a hair knot right there. I don't want to cut that. So I guess this is where I'm going to start getting as close as I can. Now I'm going to just literally stain as close to the knotted hairs as I can. I'm going to work my way up. And see, I'm trying not to cut out any of those little baby hairs because that's what's going to help give me that natural hairline. But at the same time, I'm going to get as close to them as I possibly can without cutting them. Now you see why it pays now that I'm using the dark colored sock over my white foam wig head? Because I can really see the knot where that hairline starts on all those little baby hairs, and I just knock them right out of the way so that I don't cut them off. See that? And I try and keep my line not too jagged as I continue around here. Now I'm about to the center now, and I want you to see something. See, when I put that on the back of my hand, I'm actually going to move it up so you can see even better. But you see how when that's sitting right there on the back of my hand, I've gotten so close there that you can barely see that lace. That's how close you want to be. Okay? Now, I'm going to go ahead and finish this up, and then I'm going to come back and show you the finished product as I continue around. That's just the one side, but I'm going to get into it deeper on the second half here. So I'm going to come back when this is done. Remember, as close as you can get. Okay, now I want to show you the inside of the cap, and I want to show you how to remove combs. Now, removing the combs on the inside of the cap is really depending a lot on whether or not you have hair. If you still have hair, and these combs are functional for you and is going to help keep your wig from flapping around, then go ahead and leave them in there. But I will say that when I've left them in before, they're kind of uncomfortable when it comes to sleeping and things like that. So, and I don't really have a problem with my hair moving around too much as long as I'm attached from all the way around the front. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to remove one of these for you so you can see how. You don't want to just get up in here and try cutting, because it's happened to me before that I've cut through and then I've lost some hair from the other side. So what I'll do is I just come up in here and I start at the beginning there with a seam ripper. And then once I see that, see, that one was pretty simple. So then I'll just come back in here again and I'll pop that one out. See that? And then continue. And you don't want to go all the way through, because if you do, sometimes, like I said, you'll poke out on the other side and you can mess with your knotting of the hair. See, but if you do this carefully, it's not difficult with one of these little seam rippers. Pretty amazing, actually. Makes it much faster. In the beginning, I tried to do this with regular scissors, of course, because the more you do something, the more you learn. And I watch a lot of tutorials, and I find that everybody has their own way of doing stuff, you know, because it's going to be about what works for you. Now, see, there's that last knot. Those are the ones that'll get you and cause you to tear your lace. You don't want to tear your lace. So once I get that one out, I'm going to give you another look. So see, that popped out. Save it. Shit, if your hair grows in and you decide you need it, you can put it back. Okay, now, I want you to look at the inside of that. See how much lace I've got here? This is what makes your hair so comfortable. Is because a lot of traditional wigs have this kind of like wefting and uncomfortable stuff all the way through it. And then when you wear something like that and you sleep on your side at night, they get in your head, you know, it's like having a crease in your pillow. That shit makes me crazy. So that's why I take out all the lumps and I try and make it as smooth as possible to get it really flat on your head. Now this is actually this same unit about, I think 2 months, a little more than 2 months later. I've cut it, styled it, repressed it over and over, and I'm actually going to teach you guys how to do all those different things within other tutorials, how to care for your wig once you've installed it. So that's going to be all for now. So we've cut the lace as short as we can, like all the way as close as we can, and then we've removed the combs. And I'm going to come back later and I'm going to show you guys how to attach it. I'll be back. So right now I have literally just laid the unit upon my head right after being completely bald shaved. Now, I find a better application comes from shaving the side, of course, where you're going to be laying it. That will determine the size of tape that you're going to be using as well. Say you have a fairly substantial hairline and it's only receded of a certain amount. You might want to choose the smallest thinness of tape. There are 2 different sizes of tape that you can use. And, well, actually there are more than 2, but these are the main 2 that I use. This is whole inch tape. This is at 1 inch wide, so as you lay it, it's going to cover more scalp area. So if your hairline is very far receded, you'll probably be able to get away with that. If not, you might want to use this thinner, so that you're just going about 1/4 of an inch lower than your own hairline. How do you determine where is your natural hairline, say, if you are completely receded like me? Well, they say, rule of thumb says, it should be 3 to 4 finger spaces, depending on the size of your hand, from the center of your forehead. So, the center of your forehead would be right here at the bridge of your nose where your eyebrows meet. That's about 3 inches right there. Same, or 3 finger spaces, I should say. Some people will need to go 4. It depends. But think about it. If it's too far down, then we look like this. We have a small, short face. That doesn't look quite right. And then if it's too far back, then we're like divine. We have to draw eyebrows back really far. So you want to find a happy medium, and that's usually, like I said, about 3 finger spaces. Come down, find that spot. That seems about right to me. From the eyes here, from the eyebrows, it's about a 2 for me. So I always make sure there's about 2 finger space from the eyebrows. So I think this is about right. So what you want to do is, once you know exactly where you're going to wear it, you want to find out where you're going to part it, because this is going to help you when you go to place it back. I've chosen my part here as a side part. A slightly, well, it's not necessarily a side, but it's like right off center. It's not a far side, but it doesn't matter. The point is, once you choose it, you want to come in with something you can see. For the purposes of this video, I'm going to use red, because I think that this will show better on camera. So what I'm going to do is, I'm going to make a little dot right here where the part is. This is going to determine where my tape placement is going to go. So here's a line right here at the part. This line is the part. Then I'm going to come to the center right above my nose here. I'm going to make another line here, going basically right up to it, see? And then I'm going to come here into the peak of the other, like, and make another line. So if I were to change my side part, this would be where it would probably be, right here on the other side. So see, and then I'm going to come in and I'm going to connect these lines this way. And I'm making these lines extra thick for you guys because I want you to be able to see it good on camera. But as you start to follow in the lines, you're coming as close to the lace as you can so that you can see where it goes. And then you're going to come here. I can't see. And you're going to connect just like that right here. Again. And then over here. And try not to get it on the lace because that'll be a bitch to get off, and dirty lace can be seen. It's another tip. The cleaner your lace is, the more transparent it's going to be. So once you get yourself all lined up, and you're going to continue that from here as well. Once you're all lined up, you're going to remove it. And you're going to see now where the lines are. And you can kind of see too at this point if you a little higher on one side or the other, and this is a good time to fix that. See? So I'll come in like this. And you can distinctly see that this wig has a very nicely natural shaped hairline that peaks up a little bit in the temples where it should, and then comes down a little bit lower at the forehead there. Okay, so I'm going to put it back on, and I'm going to continue my line here and here, and then I'm going to come back and we're going to show how to put the tape on. Okay, so I'm all marked off now, and we're going to start with the placement of the tape. This is about the size of pieces you're going to cut on the tape. Before you put the tape on, you want to clean your surface, and I also like to clean my fingernails. So what I do is I literally just pour some rubbing alcohol, like the 90%, you know, the strong stuff, on my fingers, and I go like this. And without rubbing off the lines that I made, I kind of just get as close to them as I can. And I rub this on. Now, of course, if you just shave the area, this might burn a little bit, so you want to just wait a second, rub that on there, and get that area clean. And in the process, like I said, it's also cleaning your hands. So let it, you know, it dries pretty quickly because it's alcohol. So here it goes. Let's try. There it goes. Okay, now, first piece of tape. Because of the widow's peak that's coming here in the center, I'm going to start with my angled piece right here by going right here in the middle and kind of laying it just like that. Now see how it's not quite matching up, but that's okay because the next one will overlap over it like that. So let's just get the first one down, and then we'll peel that off. And then I'm going to place the next one and show you how to do the overlap. Okay, so we're going to come in again. About the same size on the piece. And we're going to put that one overlapping the other one here. See, I can tell I just got it. It's important that the angles are even. And I think that's about right, so we'll go ahead and split that. See? And then that piece lifted a little bit, that's okay. We're doing fine here. And we got that. And we'll speed things up in a minute here, and we'll just watch me go all the way around the perimeter. Now I've got the tape placed on the head where I'll be attaching it, and as you can see there's still marks on the face from where I lined things out. So what I like to do is, it makes the tape easier to see, because believe it or not, it's going to be kind of hard to see the tape. It really does kind of disappear. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go like this, and I'm going to leave that little line that I had and that little line there where I can see it at the part. And the rest of it I'm going to kind of just blot out like this, so you don't see that line anymore, but it kind of makes my skin change from red to light, and that's how I can still see where the tape is. Now, I've pinned the hair back a little bit out of the way so that that'll stay out of the way, and the most important thing is I'm going to line up the part with the line that I can still see here, and the line that's in the center of the head. So I'm going to come in just like this, and line it up. Now it's very important at this point that you don't let the baby hairs get underneath. But anyway, I'm going to set it right up to the edge of where the tape is. See that? It's very tricky, but as long as you don't press down on the unit yet, it won't really stick. So you can still have a bit of wiggle room. Now with glue, that's a totally different story with glue. Let's see. On this side, same thing. I can see the tape is right there, so I'm going to come right to where the tape is. Again, on this side, I'm going to find that sideburn, and I'm just kind of tugging a little bit. I'm not pulling hard on this hair. And I'm just making sure that it comes right up to where the tape ends. Do you see that? Right there. And the way that I'll know is I'll go like this with my finger along the edges and see, do I feel any sticky? And is this lifting? If it's lifting, as you can see it's lifting, I'm not close enough to the edge there, so I'm going to lift it back up because I haven't pressed it down yet. I'm going like that. See, is it sticky? Is it lifting? No. So it's okay. This part I need to come down a little bit more here. So I'm coming in a little bit more here, see? Until I can see a little bit of shiny tape right there. So I'm coming in just a little bit more by slightly pulling that lace down until I don't see it and I don't feel it sticky, but it's not lifting. Now see that? Keep those baby hairs out of the way because some people like to style those and whatnot. So now again, I'm going to come in here to that widow's peak. I'm going to tug just a little bit until I can see that that lace is right, literally flush to where the tape is. See that? Right there. Bam. And then I'm going to come right here in the middle, like that. I need to tap her back a little bit more right here, so I'm going to tap her back a little bit more. I'm going to come in again. There we go. Okay, and again right here. Here we go. And right here. Again. Right here. Right here. And right here. Okay. Wow. See? Same thing over here. Right there. Because you don't want to see the tape, and I'll tell you what, you might not see it now, but when you go and try and put makeup on later and you get some powder on that exposed tape, you'll see it then. So make sure that you've got it just right. I just pull it like that and touch it. Make sure it's there. Same thing, we keep tugging all the way to the sideburn like that. Bam. Oh, it's still a little sticky there. A little bit more forward. And nope, hold on. There it goes. Okay. So, do you get it? You get it? I'm going to finish this up and then I'm going to show you how we solid it up. I'm going to finish lining it up, but I have not pressed it down yet. Okay, so I've gently guided the unit into place so that all of my ends are lined, or edges are lined up. So now what I'm going to do is, I'm going to go back in, I'm going to make sure that my part is where I like it, because the thing is, that tape is sticky under there. So this is your chance to tell your baby hairs what you want them to do. Some people like to lay their baby hairs down on their scalps and play with that. I personally, I like my baby hairs to kind of push upwards toward the sky. So what I do is, I find those baby hairs sticking out, and I take my finger right in the part there, and I press down. And it feels sticky to my finger. Well, it's making the baby hairs go where I want them. I'm telling them to go that way. See what I'm doing here? I'm pressing those down, and they stay. See? And it gives me volume and a natural, kind of like a calic almost, that's making my hair part where I want it, and making those baby hairs go away. So I press them like this, away from my face, into the tape, like that. And at the same time, this is pressing the unit down, you know, and firmly just doing that and tapping those edges in. See how it's giving me that natural lift? Watch what it does in here. So we do the same thing. We come up right in here. We press. And we press. And we press. And press again. And up in here, at that curve, as we press, like that. Watch what's going to happen when we let the hair down. It's going to give us that. See? Nice. That's root lift right there. See, that's what makes it look so natural, because those hairs are really standing up and just literally growing right from your head. So there you go. And then you just, you know, wipe away the yuck. Leftover, put in your makeup, do whatever you do. Here's the thing, girls. Once it's on, it's on. I used Walker Blue tape. This is my stuff. I find that if I wanted to, I could probably wear this for about a week without worrying about it. Showering and washing my hair on my head every day. I could wear this for a week. Go to the gym, everything. I could wear it for longer, but if I did that, it would be harder to clean. So I find that to keep the lace clean, especially if you wear makeup every day like me, you're going to get residue in that. Now once your lace gets dirty, it's no longer transparent. So one of the tricks to keeping your unit looking nice is by keeping this lace clean. Don't get a lot of powder and stuff on it. And whenever you wash your hair, you know, you can get that wet. It's okay. It's not going to come off. So I'm going to get back to you guys later with different tips on how to maintain your unit, style your unit, and wash your unit while it's on your head. I'm going to also give you some tips on sleeping in it. Like, I should do that now since I just told you this part. One very important part is, if you are going to sleep in it, because you don't want to have to go through all this trouble all the time, part her into 2 sections and put 2 low braids right here behind the back of your head like this. And you'll find it's more comfortable that way. Twist the hair into a little braid or something so it doesn't mess around too much at night, and get yourself some satin pillowcases. Because there are no tracks around the circumference of this, because it's laced from here back and all the way around the sides, you can lay on it. You know, it doesn't hurt. And because of the tape being there, the tape is like a natural barrier, a thin plastic coating that lies between the scratchy lace or whatever and your skin. So once that's on there, I promise you, you will not even feel it on your head. So stay tuned for more instructional videos. I'll be getting back to you telling you how to care for it and style it. I hope you enjoy this, and I hope it's very helpful.